Well, I really wanted to get through this Christmas season without making a video about Christmas. I so much just wanted to get through the season without mentioning it, without debating it. I am all out of Christmas spirit. But even though I really didn't want to do the Christmas thing this year, I did have one Christmas wish. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook and like the Facebook page for Rock and Roll Reverend probably remember a couple of posts begging for the war on Christmas to not happen this year. And I'm proud to say I got my wish. And it's all thanks to the efforts of the great American Bill O'Reilly.
Back in the book segment tonight, did you see that? It's a new poll about Christmas decorations on public property. And now to tell us all about it, Fox News anchor Martha McCallum, who put out the poll, and what did it say?
It's a Pew poll, and it says basically that 72% of Americans say they're okay with manger scenes and scenes that recognize Christmas, and also if there are other religious symbols out there as well. So when you combine the numbers, about 72% of the people, when you put together the 44 and the 28, are totally fine with a manger scene on public property or other signs of Christmas. So
they're not offended.
They're not offended.
But
72%.
you know what the law says now is that if you put a Christian display, then you have to put a Satanistic display or something. in Tallahassee, Florida, in the capital, they have a Satan display right next to the Christmas tree.
Okay, so the only reason that there is a satanic display in Tallahassee, Florida at the Capitol is because you guys all insisted that we have a nativity scene that is completely devoted to Christianity. Now, this is supposed to be a country with the separation of church and state, and you guys wanted to put your religious symbol at the Capitol. And the only way that you could get away with doing that was to agree to allow other religions, which happens to be Satanism, to display their own. The only reason the Satanic Temple is doing this and putting up the scene in the first place is because of your arrogance and your need to have your fucking Jesus in the Capitol. The Satanic Temple did not attempt to put a display until you guys decided that you wanted to combine church and state at Christmas time because you believe that your religion trumps all other religions. You believe only your religion deserves representation, and that's a bunch of bullshit.
And I bet
we have enough displays of Satan going on around the world. I think that a lot of people have decided that this is pretty silly season stuff, and I do think the tide is turning in this whole discussion.
We won the war.
We won. We won the war. There's no reason to be discussing this. There's no reason to bring it up again. We won the war. It's okay. The war's over. Right? Right?
And you know, I have to confess, you know what I do? I'm like a guerrilla fighter in the war on Christmas. You know what I do? I put little shepherds right in front of City Hall in my town.
You just sneak out at night?
Yeah, I sneak out at night. And
like,
I put the
like the elf on the shelf, Bill O'Reilly, going around putting his little...
Or if I know that there's a secular person in my town or the town neighboring me, I'll put a little baby Jesus on their windshield.
Sure sounds like you're being oppressed. Didn't you just attempt to condemn the Satanic Church for doing something completely similar to what you just described that you do at Christmas time? Besides, you're putting baby Jesus on people's windshields, and the Satanic Church is putting up their own nativity scene at the Capitol because you put up your nativity scene at the Capitol. They're doing it legitimately, and you're bothering people. So if you ever see Bill O'Reilly's car, please put a satanic flyer on it.
I'm going to come over to your house and put an inflatable manger on your front lawn.
Okay.
Huge inflatable manger.
And that'll go right next to the inflatable Santa that's already there.
Isn't it the Christian opinion that Christmas has been tainted by all these new celebrations, these new cultural norms, like Santa Claus, like giving gifts? That's what I always heard at church. That's what I always heard by Christians my whole life. That Christmas isn't about Santa and gifts, it's about the birth of Jesus. And you got a giant inflatable Santa Claus on your lawn. Now, I don't believe Bill O'Reilly. I think he's just saying this shit because he's on Fox News. But, do you understand the kind of message, the kind of propaganda that he's attempting to put out? Fox News knows that you don't have to be credible. You don't have to say anything that makes any sense. Because the average Fox viewer is probably in his 70s. You can get away with saying shit on Fox News because they know that dumbasses are going to take your little slogans and repeat them at Christmas time for years and years to come. They know this, and they use it against you. You are being made a tool.
Okay, it's a major thing. Well, I'm happy to hear that people are regaining their sanity about a very, very kind and
I think they're embracing it. I think people are, much more easy to say Merry Christmas. They're happy to hear it for the most part.
I didn't get one report of stores, not one. This is the first year I guess we did this War on Christmas thing for about 10 years.
10 years indeed.
This is the first year I didn't get one call or letter saying this store has said you won't say it.
So you saved Christmas, Charlie Brown.
That's right.
Single-handedly saved Christmas.
I have. And Charlie and Linus should be very appreciative.
Well, there you have it. The war on Christmas has been won. There is no more controversy. You win. That means you can stop talking about it, right? Right? Well, we haven't fixed frauds of police officers going on the force and murdering people and getting away with it and destroying the name of the police force. We haven't fixed tons and tons of people throughout the world starving. We haven't fixed tons and tons of people throughout the world suffering at the hands of others. We haven't fixed a shit ton of real life issues. But thanks to Bill O'Reilly, we can now say Merry Christmas in public. What we could before? Ah,